Hello and welcome. My name is Alan, and today we're doing another musical analysis. I've done This Is America, Strange Fruit, and 16 Tons. Now we're doing one of my personal favorites. I highly enjoy listening to this band, and it amuses me because if you've ever watched reaction videos on YouTube, there's a lot of reactors who've only ever listened to hip hop and blues and stuff, and when they first hear this band, and a lot of times this particular song, they're like, "What? What?" Because they don't realize just how hard hitting the song is. And the song itself is a protest song. Of course, the band itself is known for protests consistently. The song we are reviewing today is Killing in the Name by Rage Against the Machine. Before we get into this, let's see a little bit of information about it. The song is a protest song about against police brutality. Um, and it is the first single from their self-titled debut album. Initially, it only reached number 25 on the UK charts in 1993 after being released in November 92. It was written 6 months following the Rodney King beating in 1991, which resulted in the LA riots. Let's see. And they have a little quote here by guitarist Tom Morello, Rage Against the Machine guitarist Tom Morello. He says, "A little dose of anarchy for the Christmas holidays is good for the soul. I love the independent spirit of the British rock fans. Your country has a great, rich history of cutting-edge, exciting rebel music. Whether it's the early Stones, or The Who, or The Clash and the Sex Pistols, or Prodigy and Muse. I think that people are just fed up with being represented every Christmas holiday, being spoon-fed some overblown, sugary ballad that sits at the top of the charts." So yeah, remember a lot of the Christmas music that goes on around the Christmas holiday season. And yeah, this song was released in November of 1992. So right around that Christmas holiday season. Let's see. But let's get into the lyrics here. The very intro is just killing in the name of. And then they usually go into this guitar solo. So he just Killing in the name of. So, after we get out that, we get into the first verse. Some of those that work forces are the same that burn crosses. So, right away, we see the comparison of many cops with the KKK. And we still see this today. I mean, I've had to point this out a lot, but even today, the police brutality against people of color is ridiculous. And this song it still holds up. It continues, some of those that work forces are the same that burn crosses. Some of those that work forces are the same that burn crosses. And then one more time, some of those that work forces are the same that burn crosses. And then, of course, the exclamation, back into a guitar solo. Bam, bam, bam. You'll hear a lot of Tom Morello's just raging guitar. Just so vicious, so angry in the way the guitar works. And then you get boom, boom, killing in the name of boom, boom, killing in the name of. So yeah, we've got a direct correlation between those cops who just kill people of color willy-nilly. And let me say this right away. Yes, they do kill white people too, and that's to be noticed. They did kill, well, they didn't kill, but they put in a hospital a young 13-year-old autistic white boy. I think it was because he had autism. Because those with behavioral disorders like that, they've attacked. But they shot him because his mom had called to try to get help for this child. 13-year-old. But they shoot him in the damn head. I think they shot him in the head. They just had the head covered. So I'm assuming that's part of where they shot him. Maybe it was elsewhere, but yeah. Look it up. But then you also have these continual issues over and over and over and over. You know, it's a crying shame. And we were talking about another case here recently where this guy stole a car. This white guy stole a car, tried to run over a policeman, not in a vehicle, but outside of it. He tried to hit several other vehicles in his attempt to get away. He wasn't shot. No bullets fired. Yet Breonna Taylor, in her own house, in her bed, while asleep, is shot and killed. But yeah, there's a definite need today for songs like this. Because police violence is far from over. But the song continues with a number of the same line here. Now you do what they told you. 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 And 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 now you do what they told you. But now you do what they told you. Well, now you do what they told you. So yeah, not only are we looking at a connection in the evil and racism of the police to the KKK, we also have this idea now that you just got to do what the police tell you to do. You've got no choice. You know, many people argued at one point that only those who are good and follow the law have to worry about being shot, which is not true. And so now you do what they told you. People of color trying to follow the law, trying to do things right, and you do what they told you. The next part of the song, once again, those who died are justified for wearing the badge. They're the chosen whites. You justify those that died by wearing the badge. They're the chosen whites. Those who died are justified for wearing the badge. They're the chosen whites. You justify those that died by wearing the badge. They're the chosen whites. So many people, and this still happens today, they justify the killings of people by cops. Hey, they were wearing a badge. They were doing their jobs. No, they're just your chosen whites. Which again, as I say, there are some white people who get put in the same situation as people of color and are shot for no acceptable reason. But it happens far, far more often to people of color. And we get back to the line. Some of those that work forces are the same that burn crosses. And we repeat that 2-3 more times, followed by the as we kick back into the guitar again. But we're seeing the connection, the racism that is now just associated with the police. And it's not saying all police do this, but it's saying some of those that work forces, some of those that work the police forces, are the very same that burn crosses. Are the members of hate groups, neo-Nazis, the KKK, what have you. They are part of the same, racist groups. And that's why I feel police training should not be just a couple weeks. If you have to go 8 years to practice law, to be able to know it and prosecute or defend somebody with the law, I think you should spend at least 5 years of training to become a cop. Not no few weeks or just a few months. I mean, we want to see years. Because you have a very, very big responsibility. And I want to see proof that they can do this and treat people equally. They know how to handle situations without resorting to their damn gun. We have another refrain, killing in the name of bang, bang, and they're killing in the name bang, bang. And when we go back one more time, now you do what they told you. 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 And now you do what they told you. Now you're under control. And now you do what they told you. Now you're under control. Now you do what they told you. And now you're under control. And now you do what they told you. Now you're under control. Now you do what they told you. Now you're under control. And now you do what they told you. Now you're under control. And now you do what they told you. Now you're under control. And now you do what they told you. So, we're getting the idea that you must obey the cops. If you do, you'll have nothing to worry about. It's almost like a mind control. Because we have seen the evidence that the cops do not care if you follow the law. Like I said, with Breonna Taylor, shot and killed in her house, in her own bed, when she was asleep. And then we have another chorus. Those who died are justified for wearing the badge. They're the chosen whites. Though you justify those that died by wearing the badge, they're the chosen whites. Those who died are justified for wearing the badge, they're the chosen whites. You justify those that died by wearing the badge, they're the chosen whites. So, again, he finishes by going, "Come on!" And we get into a guitar solo. But again, we've got this idea of, because cops are wearing the badge, they're excused from some shootings. Although, if you look back at history, just in the last 40 years, you can see so many people that it was not justified to shoot and kill them. People of color. I mean, did you? And I pointed this out before. I just talked about the guy who robbed a car, who stole a car, and tried to run police over. No bullets fired. A few months back, there was video of a guy who killed 3 people, stripped out naked, and ran around cops. No bullets fired. They just tried to catch the guy. He just ran around naked. You know, and there's a number of these big shooters. Dylan Roof, he wasn't shot and killed. Um, the guy that shot Congresswoman Gabby Giffords, he wasn't shot and killed. The Aurora Theater movie shooter, he wasn't shot and killed. And you start to see a pattern. But you get a lot of expressions. Oh, while the guitar solo's going on. Yeah, come on. And then we get to the end of the song, the last portion. And so while the guitar is really, at this point, it's raging more than anything, we get this verse. We get it 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 13, 14, 15, 16. The line is said 16 times as Zach De La Rocha is just singing out in the scream in that guttural, ah! But the line is, fuck you! I won't do what you tell me! So yeah, fuck you. I won't do what you tell me. See, we had the 2 verses before where it's now you do what they told you. And then eventually the second verse morphs into now you're under control and now you do what they told you. But this last verse, it's basically saying no. There are certain rights I have as an American, as a human being, damn it. And he's just going, fuck you, I won't do what you tell me, 16 times. And finishes off screaming, motherfucker! And the last, oh! I think the song ends with, bah, bah, bah. The whole song is, there's a level of rage. A level of just anger. The anger just doesn't feel like the right, just too light of a word, but, yeah, the whole song protests police violence against people of color. Well, just police brutality and period. It's not necessarily just against people of color, but yeah, against police brutality, because it's most often known to be against people of color, though. So, but yeah, I will go ahead and list the site I was reading the lyrics from, and I'll go ahead and post a video link in the description as well to the actual video. But that'll be it for now. As always, educate thyself, Think, read, study, learn. Someone tries to tell you something you have trouble believing, ask them to cite their sources. And until next time, I'll see you in the next video. Later.